to point to somebody you know and tell them you need a jari. Lyrical. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Right now I feel I need a jari. Too much bad hype when me need a jari. Right now I feel I need a jari. Too much bad hype when me need a jari. I see they watching me. Why you there watching me? Just mind your business and don't worry about me. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Play the thing, man. Jump the thing, man. What you don't like for yourself, don't like it for no one else. What you don't like for yourself, don't like it for no one else. They say that what goes around does always come back around. Right now I feel I need a jari. Too much bad hype when me need a jari. Right now I feel I need a jari. Too much bad hype when me need a jari. I see they watching me. Why you there watching me? Just mind your business and don't worry about me. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Start the thing now. Play the thing now. You know you got some people just like to sit down and watch you. Hear this. You're like a spy watching me. With success come jealousy. You're like a spy watching me. With success come jealousy. Could anybody tell me what is bad I remedy? Right now I feel I need a jari. Too much bad hype when me need a jari. Right now I feel I need a jari. Too much bad hype when me need a jari. I see they watching me. Why you there watching me? Just mind your business and don't worry about me. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Lyrical in the BKVJ studio.
We come across the Caribbean Sea. Mother, father picked me, and we settled down in GT. Why oh? We've been down on the coastal plain, in the hot sun of pouring rain, planting the rice and cane. Why oh? Yes, we take off we boots and we put on we roots. Why oh? So the crab was that crow and the SC cripple is we own. And the 6 o'clock bee and the Saki Winky is beyond. And And the lava that run from go by your gun, yes we own. And them all of a post on the quarantine coast, yes we own. Wondering crab is we own. True leaping up is we own. Umanayana is we own. Fried Koraila is we own. Arapaima is we own. Umanayana is we own. Whether Grover, whether Pleasance, we do Pagua and Confidence, and we know how to wine and prance. Why oh? And we celebrate Diwali, and then time for Mashramani. It's party, party, party. Why oh? Yes, we know how to fet till the underwear wet. Why oh? So the crap out that grown, yes, Equebo is we own. And the 6 o'clock bee and the Saki Winky is Rio. And the lava that run from go by your gun is Rio. And them Wallaba post on the quarantine coast is Rio. Wondering crab is Rio. Truly the nab is Rio. Umanayana is Rio. Bright Koraila is Rio. Arapaima is Rio. Umanayana is we own. Chip, sugar cake and saltfish and bake is we own. Katahar curry and tupulari is we own. Morby and nice black-eyed peas and rice is we own. Coconut metagy and wee is we own. Babula and lichan with the cutter in the hand is we own. And the tiger lily and the blue dashiki is we own. And Frankie Manise with the boom boom cheese is we own. And the lion town in lead funky fong is we own. And the fellas in the tree seeing cricket for free is we own. And the brother in the night preaching Jordanite is we own. And Mary fall upon the seawall is we own. And the girl foot fine but Lord she behind is we own. So the crap out that grow and the SC Crepo is we own. And the 6 o'clock bee and the Saki Winky is we own. And the lava that run from go by your gun is we own. And them Wallaba post on the quarantine coast is we own. Wondering crab is we own. Truly the nab is we own. Umanayana is we own. Fried Koraila is we own. Arapaima is we own. Umanayana is we own.
We come from the country they call Guyana, land of the bauxite, the rice and sugar. We come from the country they call Guyana, land of the bauxite, the rice and sugar. Me say pack up me grip and let me go. Me God we come back to Guyana some more. Me say we pack up me grip and let me go. Me God we go back to Guyana some more. Oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu, oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu. I am the very best of the Guyanese Babu. I am the very best of the Guyanese Babu. Oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu, oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu. Singing in the US and Canada. I am coming back, man, be nice of Guyana. Singing in the US and Canada. I am coming back, man, be nice of Guyana. Me say pack up me grip and let me go. Me got we go back to Guyana some more. Me say we pack up me grip and let me go. Me got we go back to Guyana some more. Oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu, oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu. I am the very best of the Guyanese Babu. I am the very best of the Guyanese Babu. Oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu, oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu. I am going back to Guyana.
Good morning to all our viewers. Good morning to everybody tuning in across the regions, in the diaspora, in the Caribbean, and further afield, those persons in the USA, Canada, Europe. As the Attorney General would say, Asia, Australia. As you know, Guyanese are all over the planet. Wherever you go, you could find a Guyanese. Welcome down to Livewire with me, Cordell Jones. We're here for you for our 6th episode. Thank you for all the persons who continue to join us every morning, tuning in to get all this good information and clarity in relation to some of the misinformation being spread out there. This morning promises to be a very exciting program. I know a lot of persons last week would have seen this photo. I know they would have seen this photo. So I have today for you guys, Mr. Don Singh, Councilor Don Singh to be exact, to take us through the nitty-gritty at City Hall, the finances, what's really happening over there, and what the future looks like for the city of Georgetown under the current management. As persons would know, whilst the PPPC would have gained some seats on that council, it is still controlled by the PNC APNU. And for years, they have done nothing in the city to bring relief to residents and persons dwelling in the capital city. But before I bring in Don Singh, I just wanted to share some information with you. As you know, we don't like to pretend like we lambasting persons all the time, but we want to share the fact that development is happening in and around Guyana. And I feel like this is important because of the narrative being put out there by the opposition. Nothing is being done. Guyanese are not benefiting from Guyana's oil resources. Government squandering funds. When we, as Guyanese, look around and we see infrastructure, we see investment in education, tourism, health, all the sectors across the country, all the sectors, agriculture, we see vast improvements. So before I bring in dancing, let's take a quick trip to Region 6, where there will be transformation through infrastructure. Region 6 is undergoing a significant transformation through major infrastructural development. These projects are set to bring about positive change and opportunities for the region's residents. In relation to road development in that region, the region is set to witness a substantial improvement in its road networks, with plans to construct 300 roads before the end of this year. That's 2023, right? And I do know that uh, was it last year or earlier this year? I think it was last year. Quite a few roads were done in that area as well. So there's an additional 300 which will be done. Now, Region 6, as some people might not know, New Amsterdam, that town council is there, right? And it was only until these PPPC candidates and activists in those areas um, actioned themselves and contacted several government officials to have work done in the area. New Amsterdam is seeing new roads, footpaths, and other infrastructure development along that line. So, with the plan to construct 300 roads before the end of the year, this initiative will not only enhance connectivity but also stimulate economic activity in the region. In relation to sports facilities, the youth of Region 6 are in for a boost as sporting facilities are scheduled for rehabilitation. Over 105 sports grounds are slated to receive a makeover, with a substantial investment of 400 million. This highlights the commitment towards nurturing athletic talent and promoting a healthy lifestyle. Now, in relation to nurturing athletic talent, we have a prime example of those young people returning from the Commonwealth Games, the Commonwealth Youth Games, Youth Commonwealth Games. So the youths, but they returned with several medals. The 4x400 mixed team has set world record, the new world record for that relay race. So we see since government has come into power, PPPC, there has been an increase in sporting activities and the performance of our athletes has been better. We had our under 19 rugby team in Jamaica recently, and they didn't perform as well. But this was their first time being exposed to these kind of the kind of international forum to play a rugby, but they still perform, and we're proud of them. In relation to the tourism potential, the development of plans aligned with government's vision to position Guyana as a prime tourist destination in South America. The infrastructural improvements can enhance the region's appeal to tourists, contributing to the overall tourism growth in the country. Another thing I talk about a lot is the Palmyra business area, right? So we got hotels, we got a stadium, we got all sorts of things being built at that space there in Palmyra. The ongoing construction of the Palmyra business area indicates a proactive approach to fostering local commerce. This space will provide a platform for entrepreneurs to showcase their products and services. Locals, not foreigners, locals. And there's a lot of production happening there in Berbice as well, Region 6, encouraging economic activity and networking within the region. In relation to entrepreneurial opportunities, both small and large business owners are urged to seize the emerging opportunities. The infrastructure developments and the creation of business areas create a conducive environment for business growth, potentially leading to increased employment and economic prosperity. Community enhancement. Just outside of the RDC in Region 6 there, the First Lady would have commissioned a new park for persons in that area. So let's look at community enhancement. The government has been investing in parks, safe spaces, green spaces, so persons, elderly, young adults have someplace safe, someplace conducive, someplace environmentally friendly to go spend some time in the outdoors. You understand? Community engagement. The involvement of local business, community members, and stakeholders is essential for the success of these projects. Collaboration and engagement can ensure that development aligns with the region's unique needs and aspirations. I spoke about youth just now, but there's also more investment in youth. The focus on rehabilitating sports facilities and promoting athletics underscores the importance of the investment in youth. This is not only supported sports healthy living, but also provides an avenue for young talent to thrive and potentially represent the region on a large scale. The economic boost to Region 6, the combined impact of improved roads, upgraded sports facilities, and new business area can stimulate economic growth within the region. This could lead to the increased employment opportunities, higher revenue generation, and overall improved quality of life for residents. Now, this information was shared by the regional chairman, who, whilst delivering all these plans that are on the cards for Region 6, highlighted the overall vision for the future. Now, the regional chairman's remarks reflected an optimistic outlook for the future of Region 6. The ongoing development signifies a commitment to progress and highlight the potential for the region to become a hub for economic and social activity. So in summing it all up together with all these plans here, and I only highlighted 10, right? So with all these plans here for Region 6, the infrastructural development in the region at present is exciting, and the opportunities for growth, economic development, community enhancement, it's unreal. The region's transformational journey is not only contributing to its own advancement, but also aligning with the broader national goals and aspirations of this Irfan-Ali-led government. However, without further ado, I want to move on to City Hall, but I want y'all to remember some of those points I made. And if some of you didn't hear it, go back and listen. You see, yes, Region 6, Region 6, Region 6. We see government investing heavily in these regions. Region 9, new housing scheme, new solar farm. Region 7, new housing scheme, new solar farm. Region 4, well, hospitals in those regions as well being slated to be constructed. Region 4, we're seeing, I ain't even got to tell y'all, right? So Region 6, you guys can look forward for a lot of development coming your way, courtesy of this PVPC administration. Now, it's time for us to look at City Hall. Last week, I saw a newsroom report where Councilor Don Singh was lamenting the fact that City Hall was out of funds. He also would have indicated that the City Hall had not been audited in a decade or more, possibly, right? So I had to get him here, since he's on the finance committee, to detail to us what is really happening there. I also saw a report of the mayor saying that City Hall has collected 60% of its revenue. 60%. So what are you doing with the money? Where's the money going? Right? Folks, let's welcome Don Singh. Councilor Don Singh, I should say. Good morning, Councilor. Welcome to the program.
Hey, morning, Cordell. Thanks for having me on, brother.
Man, thank you for finding the time. I know you're an early riser, but you have a lot of things to do. But thank
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
And sit and share with the Guyanese people, especially the citizenry of Georgetown, the capital city, what is really happening in City Hall. On my Friday episode, I spoke of a friend of mine who called me very upset, blaming the government, saying the government has to take care of his parapet. The government has to clean his drain. The government has to pick up his garbage. Councilor, before we get into the nitty-gritty about the finance committee, let's make persons aware of the responsibilities of City Hall and how government has been stepping in and filling the gap where they have been leaving the Georgetown citizens, hanging, dangling, I should say, and sometimes underwater in some cases.
Yeah. Once again, thanks again, Cordell. Look, the government has always stepped in. I mean, the city council of Georgetown has been run by the PNC since independence, 57, 58 years now. And it's always been a lament. It's always been a cry of this, that, and the other. Even when the PNC was in power, I don't understand it. The government looks after the roads, which is the ambit of the city council. That's their job. They're supposed to be looking after the roads. But no, that happened. That it's now part and parcel of the Ministry of Public Works or infrastructure, or whatever they called it. That is where we are. We as Mayor says, 60% of the taxes collected, according to him, but we don't know. And why don't we know? Because first of all, we don't have a budget for 2023. I don't understand how any small business, much less the vast nature of the city council, would not have a budget. I mean, you're collecting and spending monies without knowing where they're being spent. It is absolutely insane. Any person who runs any business will tell you that, first of all, you have to have a budget, income and outcome, and you're spending, you're receiving, and you can't spend more than you receive, obviously. I mean, as it relates to the government has always, the PEP government has always given them the $30 million subvention. Now, what has happened is that they will appeal for more, and sure, the government will step in when they run up a big bill with the garbage collectors, and then they claim they can't pay. Then they throw it on central government. Well, we got to pay this bill or garbage collection stops. But terrible mismanagement. Terrible mismanagement. There's no. The thing is, there's no. I don't see any plan to let's get autonomous. Let's do what we're mandated by the people to do. There never seems to be a plan.
So Don, now you're on the finance committee. How many persons sit on this committee? And is it
7.
Even representation of the political parties that are on the council?
Well, there's 7 on all committees. Today is our first statutory meeting for the new council at 2:00. I mean, the public can always come down and have a look at themselves. There's a small gallery over at the Kitty Market that you can come and listen for yourself. 7 members on the finance committee, and the opposition having 19 seats or 11 to the PPPs. 11 will put 6, and they will throw us a bone and put 1 PPP representative on the 13 councils committees about to be elected today. So we will agitate and we will fight, but we're obviously outnumbered. But just let me hark back 1 second before we go forward. The vice president has indicated that, as per our manifesto promises, that we went out there, we spoke to the citizenry, we talked to everyone, and whatever we promised them as per manifesto, we will fulfill that. Right.
Now, Don, you spoke about no audits for a decade. Is a decade or more than a decade?
More than a decade. Even the acting treasurer, Ms. Miller, she wasn't very sure. She says it's 10 years, 15 years, she's not sure. I mean, it wasn't on the agenda of the finance committee that day to press further, but I did press a little bit further, and she promised me to have a good look at it and let us know. I mean, today we're going to elect a committee, audit committee. So hopefully I can jump on that and then, see where we're going, because once again, you can't go forward if you don't know where you're at,
How does an entity like the mayor and city council not have audits for 10 years? How does that sound? I can't process it.
I'm in a similar position. I mean, to be very honest and fair to the opposition, I mean, the mayor, Mayor Mansour, seems shocked as well, because he was under the impression that
Don, the mayor was the deputy mayor, so how he know?
Well, as he explained, he says that he thought audits were done, but what were done were partial audits of perhaps projects, but not a whole audit, the entire thing of the city council, year by year, going back to maybe 2011, 2012. And that's a long time to be spending taxpayer money without being accountable for it. That's crazy.
Correct. No, you also mentioned that there's no current budget for City Hall.
Nope.
What was
no budget?
What was Ubraj doing?
Well, he was spending without having a budget to spend, which may or may not be illegal. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Wow.
Um, the finance committee has promised to let's look at this ASAP, and perhaps our next statutory meeting on the 28th of August, we can get that passed, or get something going. Because I mean, I'm a small business owner, and something without a budget, knowing what's coming in before you spend it, to me is, I don't know. I don't know how that works, how that runs. That's cake shop business, buddy. Buy
So,
two piece of phone and sell four.
but then, do you think that this modus operandi of the council, no auditing, spending without a budget, has caused the city to be where it is right now?
Well, absolutely. I mean,
Mm.
this is what has caused the chaos, and for them to blame the government for this is, the PPP government. I mean, because I don't, they were blaming the PPP government, this, that, and the other. But when Mr. Granger and his cohorts were in there, nothing changed. Nothing,
Right, right.
nothing was different with their government, so to speak.
Yeah,
City
yeah.
Hall is just absolute chaos that needs to come under control, because this is local government. This is not central government. And I mean, sometimes in the council meetings, you will think it's a national campaign or something going on. The cacophony of noise that
Mm.
carries on. And I've said it to them 100 times. We're here to do the people's business. We went on the road. We asked these people to elect us to run their affairs, a job, so to speak. And the people said, "Okay, we'll give you a shot." And now you come in here and start squabbling like little children. That's just not right. I mean, we have to go forward. We have to get things in order. You asking the government for subventions beyond the 30 million? Well, show me your books. Show me that I will take taxpayer dollars.
Mm,
I will
mm.
give you taxpayer dollars. I will give you more money, but we have to know where it's being spent. I mean, you just can't have random ad hoc spending. I think the last time they got a subvention, the Pandit Ubraj
Here,
bought a couple of vehicles.
here.
you know, wow.
So, Don, I wanted to ask you, the current mayor spoke of working together, for the betterment of the city. You're a council on the council. Have you been seeing bipartisanship being displayed by those on the other side, especially the mayor who put this narrative out there that he wants to, advance the city, work together, and make things better?
Well, in all fairness, Mayor Mentor has extended olive branch partially. He has indicated. Well, I mean, it's all words. I mean, we will see actions as we go down the line in the coming months. But if they really wanted to work with us, I mean, rather than committees being six of PNC to one PPP, you can extend it. Look, put four of us, three of you. Let's work together. That really works, because
Right.
it's 6-6 to 1 is as Sparrow says, is murder. Well, he said 10-1, but um, so we'll report. We'll have an idea of what's going on, even with that one. But the real power, effectively, you will be outvoted every single time.
Exactly.
There's some things that you don't sit right with you. I mean, because the mayor is now a signatory on the finance committee to
I was
vouchers to
going
be
to touch
signed.
on that now.
Yeah, and it's unnecessary. The mayor is ex officio to all committees, all 14 subcommittees. The mayor can sit in, and he can offer. He can't vote, but he can offer his words of sage advice, so to speak.
Yeah.
But he doesn't need to vote anyway, because it's 6-1 or whatever it is right now. So I don't understand why the mayor needs to be a signatory on the vouchers, spending of city hall monies and paying city hall monies is absolutely unnecessary, and it raises eyebrows. It's unethical. It's immoral. I mean, and I've been looking at chapter 2802, which runs local government, or is the governing Bible for city hall, and there are a
Mhm.
few things that will be brought up in council later today at 2 o'clock.
So I saw someone here on the stream asking about, the meetings were supposed to be going live. How have you guys been able or coming in relation to pushing to have the city council meetings stream live?
Well, we will agitate for it to be done. Anything we ask for or says, look, this, can we have that? We broke. We ain't got money. Broke. I'll write to that committee. And that's another thing. I mean, let me sidetrack for 2 seconds here. The red tape at City Hall is absolutely ridiculous. If I wanted to do something within my constituency, something small, maybe a corporate partner comes on board and says, we'd like to build a pathway from X to Y. I then have to write to the subcommittee, then it has to go to the town clerk, then it has to go wherever it has to go, then comes back to the subcommittee, then I will get an answer probably 2 months later to build something very small. Or so that red tape has to be eliminated somehow. I mean, if people are or citizens or people want to be corporately responsible, they should be able to help the communities in which they exist. But this red tape, 2, 3, 6 months now, and then the corporate or the citizens will come back and says, well, it's been 6 months, buddy. I ain't hear nothing from you. So let's just cancel that. And it's frustrating because there are a few things within constituency 1 and indeed the wider city that we plan to do. I plan to do, and the other councillors, and indeed the party plans to do. But you're going to be stymied with red tape all the way through. There's so many things to look at. I mean, the city council laboratory needs to be, looked at and be made more efficient. I've had a few offers from private security firms to, offer free help. But even that free help is the red tape of going through to get that free help into the system.
Right. Now, I wanted to ask you, as a business owner, if you were in this situation, what would be your way forward? How would you tackle this brokenness that is plaguing you and you're collecting money every month? Before I go to that, let me touch on the 60% of revenues collected. Council, where is the money going? Where is this money going? 60% of the revenues collected, but you don't have money to do roads, you don't have money to pay contractors, you only got money to pay staff. What's happening? How much staff did you all really got?
Well, it's bloated as we speak. As to where the money going, we don't know. I mean, I will agitate to find out. I will dig. I will ask the finance committee many questions. I will ask the city treasurer acting as many questions as I can to find out, to dig, to find what's going on. Because, every single thing you ask for, there's no money. There's just no money. We will see. I mean, they don't tell you no, but it's like having a big placard up no behind their heads. As it says, we are going to plow forward and fulfill the promises that we made to the citizenry of Guyana, all 15 constituencies, top to bottom.
Yeah. No. What has been the interaction like with the other councillors on the other side, outside of the mayor? Do you see councillors putting forward ideas that are in the best interest of the city? Have you heard anything? Well, I think you're saying today is the first meeting.
Yes, today is the first meeting at 2:00.
So what are your expectations there for this meeting here today? I think you said some of the other committees supposed to be selected as well.
Yes, all the 13 committees will be selected: marketing, procurement, security, audit committees. 13 plus 1, the finance committee, which is 14 subcommittees. The finance committee has already been selected, but the other 13 will be done today. What am I expecting? I really don't know, because at our swearing on July the 6th, it broke down into a fish market. It made a fish market look like a church house, because the amount of screaming and heckling and cussing out and cussing out ministers. I mean, I had a little talk with the mayor afterwards, and he promised that he would step in and try to take control of the situation, because we're there to do the people's work. And I kept screaming that we are here to do the people's work. We're not here to squabble like little children, PNC this and PVP that. We were asked to do a job, and we're going to do the job. So I hope some control reigns today. I really do, and I hope we can settle down and elect these committees and then get on to the minutes of the last meeting. And I mean, it could be a bit of a tedious process, but it has to be going through, and then we'll raise issues amongst any other business that we feel need looking at.
Dan, you spoke about the mayor just now, and something popped back into my mind. You don't sing, councillors don't sing. You are elected by the people to serve on the council, unlike the current mayor. So it is in my view, and I don't know how you see it. The mayor cannot act in the interests of the people that voted for him because they didn't vote for him. They voted for Mr. Diarmas. So do you feel that the mayor is able to make decisions, or he has to play to the tune of his masters who put him there? Do you think the mayor will be able to be an independent individual and act in the interests of the citizens, or dance to the tune of his puppet master?
Sadly, he will have to dance to the tune. Even at the first swearing in of the councillors and him being elected, you could tell there was division over there. What they lack is leadership, brother. They have no leadership over there. It's people flitting from chair to chair to pass information. So he has his own internal fights. But as you
Yeah.
said, he was rejected by the people, and now he's the mayor of the people.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that works. I will offer a lending hand wherever I can to him. So we look. Ultimately, the citizenry expect you to behave in a certain way and
Yeah.
act in a certain way for their benefit. It is what it is that he's elected, not elected mayor by the council or by
Elected
his,
mayor.
yes,
Selected mayor.
selected mayor. So I don't know how much autonomy he has within his party to do as he likes, because you sense the tension over there. You see people looking at each other and nudging, and I mean, so I don't think he comes there with preordained ideas or plans that must be stuck to religiously, not open to new
Right.
things or new ideas or discussion, and that's going to be an issue going forward.
Do you think the fact that he is now a signatory to vouchers, this could create a blank check situation at City Hall?
Well, it can very easily can, because it's 6-1 on the finance committee. I mean, I will agitate to always know what's being spent and how it's being spent. What has happened in the past is that cronies of the government, they would have their vouchers moved to the front. I wouldn't want to say anything that gets me sued online.
Yeah.
um, but kickbacks and that sort of corruption happens, and so we'll have to guard against that. Mechanisms will have to be put in place to guard against that, but it could definitely happen very easily.
Don, I only raise this point because, as you know, as the public would know, there are some financial issues in one of the major political parties in this country. Don't even have money to keep their own meetings. Imagine you as a major political party, the guy in this critic willing to sponsor your meeting. And he even gave the direct amount, he gave you extra because I think it's
Yeah, right. 3 million, right?
and my boy give them 600,000 extra to hold the meeting. Just to get rid of Aubrey North,
Poor
Try.
Aubrey, man. I know he must know how Caesar felt. But as former mayor Patricia Chase Green had said, the whole parking meter fiasco that was done, that was supposed to be funds for the party itself.
Right.
She said this publicly. She says, I did not do this by myself. This was a cabinet decision handed down to me. And
Okay.
that was supposed to be where the slush fund came from to run the Congress place. So they're desperate all over the place. I mean, thankfully we were able to stop that whole mayhem and havoc that would have ensued from that. But here we are. I mean, as you said, Brooks, when critic the contractor gotta give you a raise to run your Congress, well then you're in very very bad shape. You're crumbling all over the place. Only
Th-
for poor Aubrey Gelash.
that shows even corporate Guyana, because they have companies that have their political affiliations and they're aligned. So even corporate Guyana in coming out to back them and say, here, look some money, do what you got to do, keep working. Because they don't work. They don't work. You
You know what's crazy about that, Cordell, is that
mm,
they just keep harping on race and race and race and race and Afro this and that. To me, it's just insane in 2023 that you're trying tactics from the 60s and 70s.
yeah,
I don't know what is to be gained by it. You're certainly not going to win the election by it. So
definitely not.
I don't know what is to be gained or what is their political strategy, but to me it's very puzzling. As a layman, I mean, as a Guyanese citizen and a patriot, it just doesn't make sense to me. And being divisive is lunacy in 2023. Let's all work together, man. Let's do things, you know?
Mm, mm. So, you're going into the meeting today. You're meeting with the councillors. Dan, you know something? I keep reminding persons that we keep mistaking the role of government and the role of City Hall. Is there any plan by the PVPC councillors to educate the citizenry a little more so they understand, hey, these people lapsing, but government is coming in here to back you up, like more awareness sessions? If I was what is as we call in relation to the road issue he was having at, I don't want to say where the road is. However, his road was recently redone and the speed humps didn't put them back. So he is up in arms about this road that is done, but no speed humps. I understand his concern because there were a few accidents in the area. And I think he's blaming them on the fact that the speed humps weren't there. But I do know that there are places where they ain't got speed humps and people still crashing up and doing craziness. Now, do you think there needs to be more awareness so persons understand where these roads lie, how City Hall has been lapsing, I should say, and how government has been filling that gap, and also what is needed for City Hall to pick up the mantle and allow government to spend its resources on its national projects instead of pumping them back into City Hall that's collecting taxes?
First of all, I think it would be an act of God to City Hall to get their act together under the PNC administration, not administration, PNC leadership. Because there's no leadership. There's no leadership on that side. You can tell from the councillors. They look at each other and they don't know what they're doing. They have no
Right.
clue. So
Like
the
they need before.
act of the Almighty for them to act in the citizens' favor. And I mean, I will go so far out on a branch to say the citizens of Georgetown need to be a little bit more proactive and let them know this is what needs to be done. It's not at this local government level. You can have your party choice, but at this local government level, you need your garbage picked up. You need your roads fixed. You need whatever needs to be done to make your life a little bit better. You need to let people know. And you need to let it know very vociferously.
Right.
You know, as I said, the big thing for me is where's the money? Where is this money went? 60% of revenue collected. Well, where is it? We probably won't know for a few years. Hopefully, if we get an audit done, and by the time we catch up, a few years might have well and gone. And that's it. You know, accountability and transparency in spending people's tax dollars, vastly important. After the last newsroom interview I did, a few people reached out to me and says, well, you know, we've tried to pay our taxes so many times. So many times we went there and people are, the clerk has, the cashier has disappeared for the day. This one is not, I mean, those simple things. A man's turned up to pay his taxes and can't pay his taxes.
Right.
To me, that's lunacy. And those things have to be streamlined. We might be 11 on one side, but we will agitate for good and proper services to the people. And people will see that.
Yeah. Anyway, Dan,
Yeah.
do you think
I can hear the frustration in your voice, and that's echoed
because
throughout the citizenry. Trust me on this.
oh boy, do you think that with the help of these PVPC councillors, the help of central government, and before I even go to that, the mayor mentioned that government owes taxes to City Hall. But my question to the mayor is, are these government agencies receiving service? You know, when rainfall in this town, Councilor, a lot of the ministries, them, if in certain places they're flooded. The ministry is responsible for drainage outside of the compound. Most of these ministries gotta pay privately for the garbage to be removed. You understand? So how could the mayor jump up and say these things when they got private contractors collecting garbage? You understand? They're not investing in City Hall. The facility on Princess Street, I don't know if you've been there yet, the incinerator or whatever they call it on
Mhm.
Princess Street, the City Hall facility there. Please take a trip, sir,
I
and
will
see
do,
what's
sir.
down there. You understand? Now, how are we as a capital city to move forward with this kind of leadership at City Hall? Nobody's taking any recommendations from your side. Um, they don't want to have an even representation, or not even, but some sort of proper representation on these committees. You are the lone person on the finance committee. Whether you vote or vote not, they're doing what they want. You
Pretty
understand
much.
me? Plus, we have a mayor who has now made himself a signatory. I was talking to Mayor Patricia Chase Green the other day, and she told me that on ethical grounds, on moral grounds, he should have declined the position. No, she would have explained that I think it was Hamilton Green who tried to do this one time, and his fellow PNC councillors objected, and he backed off of it. Now, I am very worried about the funds that y'all don't have disappearing. The 60% of the funds that you don't have disappearing. You understand me?
We are worried about that, man. You know, and we, as I said, years before we know what's going on, if we ever get audits done, I mean, I will certainly agitate towards the Auditor General to have these at least initiated. I'm sure they'll be facing backlash from the Treasury Department or whatever, not to have these books available. But it has to be done. One way or the other, it has to be done. The central government has stepped in, done the roads, doing electricity, filling a lot of gaps. And perhaps a lot of people don't know that, but perhaps people should know that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
Is
mean, the audacity to then blame central government for their shortfalls or their mismanagement. And I want to stress that word mismanagement, because that's what it is. And City Hall has to be run like a proper business should.
right, right.
There's a surplus of extra workers. Their friend bring on a friend, and just people just come in there, bust in a line for 8 hours and go home. And that can't continue for a broke City Hall.
Is there
Just can't.
anything? Is there anything in the bylaws that would force an audit on City Hall? That, let's
Oh,
say, a council
absolutely,
motion.
absolutely. On the topic of 2801, first of all, that needs to be reviewed over the next couple of years, and amendments need to be made, because they got laws in there from 1926 of hackney carriages, and your milk pail must be put out by 4 a.m. All kinds of nonsense. No, seriously, I mean, you can't beat your carpet after 5 o'clock in the morning. And like, oh, who beat the carpet in 2023? So a lot of things there. But yes, uh, it is covered in 2801. It absolutely is, and it will be asked and discussed at meetings that these audits be done, whether in the finance committee or whether at the general council today or on the 28th, which is our second meeting.
I know that the laws of Guyana cater for misappropriation of funds and fraud and all that other stuff. But does 2801 state, or does it cover that? If any improprieties are found in those audits, whenever they are done, if they're ever done. Because again, you guys don't have the majority to say, well, we're voting to ensure that it's done. If the opposition decides, well, no, we don't want to audit, there's not much you can do. But does 2801 cover that in terms of disciplinary actions, and even for persons who would have left? So let's say we find out Obraj allegedly spend 15 million on something that didn't benefit the council? Can the city council go after him for that?
Right. But you see, what happens is that it wouldn't be Ubraj or any other mayor who would have to pay the penalty. It would be this one, because it's from the
Wow.
mayor's office. The mayor's office is considered an entity, and the current office holder has to answer those questions or face any penalties. The penalties are vague and archaic. Once again, they need to be looked at. $20 fines and $40 fines and that kind of craziness, which are non sequitur. So it
Councillor,
needs to be looked at. But remember, I mean, every local government office, it's the office that is charged, and the current holder would be the one to face prosecution.
but
I mean, the other day, just let me stick for a second. The current acting town clerk,
yeah.
Candace, was pulled before the courts for something that happened in 2013 or 2014. I mean, there was a big splashy headline.
Right, like
And
if the young lady was even working there then,
right?
you know? Oh my goodness. But
So,
what I wanted to ask you just now, you spoke about these $20 and $40 fines. In your mind, why won't the PNC councillors, with their majority stake, given inflation, all the change that has happened over the years, look to review these things? And this is a way of you garnering funds. People paying fines for littering, and you understand me? Why is this not like something in the front of their mind and they're claiming they don't have money?
would you raise the jail term for yourself? That's all I can say. Would-
Oh my goodness.
I have
Oh my
nothing more to
goodness.
say.
Trouble.
No, buddy, look, it's insane what's going on there. And we hope to bring, because I am people centered and people driven. I walk around my communities my constituency every single day, and even further afield in the markets and whatever. These things need to be looked at. I mean, even if you can't do it yourself, don't holler for the money to do it. Ask central government, look, border market needs X, Y, Z. Can we have
Right.
some funds there? Can you fix X, Y, and Z? Don't give me the money. You fix it. But the cry has always been, give me the money. We gonna do them, which has never worked. No,
We don't
no,
nothing.
no.
We
You
don't
know?
see anything. We don't see anything.
Yeah.
Understand? Councillor, I'd like to thank you for joining me on the program this morning. It's
Most
always-
welcome.
This is the first time having you on this program, but it's always a pleasure talking with you. Very informed.
Same here, brother.
Don Singh, and you can citizens of Georgia, you can be assured that no jiggery puggery will pass on the Councilor Singh's watch. So
Nope.
Continue to do the work you're doing, and impacting City Hall, or impacting them. Bring us that information, because without you,
100%.
we want to know that they broke. We want to know that they broke, and then you're gonna hear government not giving them money, and they got this and they got that, and it's such a stupidness. You understand? So
Got
again,
you.
thank you for joining me on the program.
My pleasure.
I hope everything goes well today at your meeting. I'm gonna try to be there. So even if they're not streaming, I'll probably come out there and stream it, so persons can
We really appreciate that, Cordell. Thank you so much.
on there. Right? So again, thank you for joining us. Do enjoy the rest of the day.
You too, buddy.
So that was PPPC Councilor Don Singh giving us an update in relation to the financial status of City Hall. Right? A decade, no audits, or partial audits, I should say. Right? Arcade, the 2801 is in a state where it has no impact to either generate funds for the council or manage the city, or to allow City Hall to manage the city effectively. So again, we're in a state in Georgetown here where we are reliant on the PNC to have better sense in terms of their management, to do things better, but we know we can't expect better. By the next local government elections, however, we are supposed to see more persons voting for the PPPC candidates and leveling up the playing field, or probably even changing the dynamic there at City Hall. And those candidates had a manifesto that they wanted to ensure fire hydrants were working, live stream City Hall, e-governance at City Hall, where you didn't have to go there to pay rates and taxes or to get a permit. You could do all of that online, day and night care for the elderly and for um, babies. Let me see some of the other things I've done. These are just the things that popping into my mind off the top of my head. A bunch of plans for City Hall there. Good drainage, parapets, green spaces. All those plans got proper garbage collection, on-time garbage collection. All those things are needed, but we're not getting that because City Hall broke. City Hall can't pay contractors, or they're paying the contractors only to collect a certain type of waste or whatever it is, upsetting the citizenry. So I'll continue to keep you guys updated as it relates to what's happening down there at City Hall, and I'll make sure that I'm in contact with uh, Councilor Singh, so you, our viewing public here, can keep abreast in relation to what's going on in and around the city of Georgetown as it relates to MNCC. Now we're going to switch over quick to the Ministry of Health, where the Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, has had to debunk rumors by the opposition that the Linden Nursing School is not in operation, right? So he had to dispel some of those claims that the facility was closed. Minister Frank Anthony. Now, what he shared with media operatives during a walkabout at the facility is that the he clarified that the Charles Rose's School of Nursing in Linden is not closed, dispelling the claims by the opposition. He confirmed that the school is still operational and functioning. However, there is a hybrid learning model that is implemented there. The nursing school has implemented this hybrid learning approach, combining online theoretical sessions with practical in-person training. This approach has enabled the school to accommodate a larger number of students and expedite their training. So, unlike the opposition, there's a vision. There's a vision. And instead of the contact the health minister, the shadow minister of health, instead of they contact the health minister to have a clear understanding of what is going on, they jump out there and they're spreading a bunch of misleading rumors. The health minister had to emphasize that the Charles Rosen School of Nursing is not closing down, but is expanding its program, right? The focus is on expanding the nursing program. Dr. Anthony highlighted that the goal is to enhance learning opportunities at the Charles Rosen School of Nursing and other similar institutions across the country. In relation to capacity building, the hybrid model allows for the nursing school to train more individuals at a faster pace, while the physical classroom can accommodate a limited number of students. Online learning enables a broader reach and a greater capacity building for the nursing profession. And we see this in other areas as well. Gold program, Win, Grow, Bit, the apprenticeship program. They all have some aspects of online sessions that you do. So stop lying on the people, man. Y'all stop lying on the people. Stop lying on the people. So we're looking at the practical training space now. The hybrid nursing program requires practical training in addition to online classes. To address this need, a dedicated room has been set up for hands-on training where students can practice various medical procedures under supervision, right? There's a diverse program being offered. The nursing school offers a range of programs, including registered nurse, nursing assistant, a single trained midwifery program. This diversity in offerings caters for various aspects of the healthcare field, addressing different levels of expertise and specialization. So, I mean, look, when I'm dealing with the opposition, I try to understand their point or what they're trying to put over. Like Ganesh Mahipal moving a motion to have a COI. When the government has indicated we will be hosting a COI to get to the bottom of the matter. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? There are no more pertinent points that you could raise in parliament or put out in the media or on social media, um, or look for something that's really not happening. Look for something that's really not happening. But as I would say and persons could see, they can't do that because development abound. All regions. There's nowhere in this country that you can go and you ain't seeing a new road, you ain't seeing some new bridge or culvert, a school recently rehabilitated, um, solar farm, stadium building, hospital building, rehabilitating health centers, upgrading sports facilities, um, because we care, pensioners, special assistance, public assistance, disability, dialysis assistance. There's nothing for them to talk about. There's nothing for them to talk about, right? Let's look at the community health workers training. The government's commitment to enhancing healthcare services is evident through programs like the Community Health Worker Training. This program aims to train individuals to provide basic medical care, extending healthcare services to communities, right? So if you got a little minor thing, you got to run down to, you live in Vreden, who you got to run to Best. Well, Best really close to Vreden. That's a bad example. But in those far-flung areas where there is not immediate access to a big regional hospital, persons can receive some sort of primary care at these from these community health workers. In relation to upcoming training initiatives, the government is taking a proactive step to address the shortage of medical personnel by launching training programs in areas like multi laboratory technician and pharmacy assistant training. These initiatives will contribute to a more skilled healthcare workforce. And again, government is all about upskilling, all about upskilling. Region 6, y'all got some free training there. I'm going to highlight that in a quick minute. The national need for medical personnel. The health minister highlighted the intention behind these efforts is to build and expand the capacity of the medical learning institutions due to the growing need for medical professionals throughout the country. This approach aligns with the broader goal of improving healthcare accessibility. So, unlike what the opposition was saying about government pushing to make healthcare private and private hospital and private this and private that, we see that the government is making sure, one, we got personnel in the public healthcare system. Two, we rehabilitate facilities already operating in the system, and then complement them with 12 new public healthcare facilities that will be constructed. Right? At the end of the day, the Minister of Health highlighted government's commitment to healthcare education and training is evident in ongoing. He highlighted that government is committed to healthcare education and training, and it is evident in the ongoing and upcoming initiatives. The focus on increasing the number of skilled medical professionals reflects the dedication to the overall well-being of the population. Right? So people, anybody who tell you Charles Rosa School closed down, they lie to you. They lie to you. The school is up and running. They're processing more healthcare professionals than before. There's a hybrid system in there, so persons can learn online as well in the comfort of their own home. And we see this being transferred in other areas where persons are able to upskill themselves. Now, Region 6, quickly before I wrap up, I needed to let y'all see this here. So there's going to be some free training for persons there in Region 6 who are interested in learning how to operate heavy duty machinery. So the government of Guyana is hosting free training. Learn how to become a heavy duty equipment operator, forklift, skid steer, or excavator. Get certified by the Board of Industrial Training. So here we have it again. Here we have it again. Minister Joseph Hamilton, Minister Joseph Hamilton, BIT, which falls under the Ministry of Labor, they're offering free training. Applicants must be at least 18 years old. Training venue, Upper Quarantine Industrial Training Center, right? The training duration is 3 months and you'll be certified. And the starting date is August 28th, 2023. Now, if you're interested in collecting applications up there in, yeah, Region 6. Yeah, Region 6. If you're interested in collecting applications up there in Region 6, you can get them from the RDC, the Regional Democratic Council, Region 6, the Cariveton Town Council. These are the application forms if you're interested in becoming or being certified as a heavy duty equipment operator. You can get the application forms, or uplift them, I should say, at the Regional Democratic Council, Region 6, the Cariveton Town Council, the Upper Quarantine Industrial Training Center, the venue where the training will be happening, the number 63 to 67 NDC, the Crabwood Creek Molson Creek NDC, the Good Hope number 51 NDC, the Macedonia Chupa NDC. I'm sorry if I call the village name wrong. Y'all don't come for me. Bushlot Adventure NDC, the number 52 to 62 NDC, and the Blackbush Polar NDC. You can go to any one of these locations and uplift a application form. The closing date is Monday, August 21, 2023. The closing date for application, deadline for applications, Monday, August 21, 2023. And this is for the heavy duty equipment operator course. It is free of cost, and it is coming out of the Board of Industrial Training. So hats off to the Minister of Labor, the Honorable Joseph Hamilton, who has been working very hard across the country, making sure persons are trained, in various aspects of the various programs that they do. Also, Minister Prague with the Gold program, they're surpassing its target already. We also have Minister Dr. Vindya Prasad with the WIN program there at the Ministry of Social Protection and Social Security. That ministry is always messing me up with the name. I gotta start that out. That's bad. But yeah, the WIN program over there is doing a lot for persons. And man, look, if you're out there looking at me now, there's some sort of training. If you think you're unable to qualify for a certain kind of job, there are all sorts of avenues available for you right now. You just have to make yourself aware of these opportunities that are out there. A bunch of them free of cost. So all those reputable universities that persons are going to for gold, free of cost. BIT, free of cost. WIN, free of cost. GROW, free of cost. All aimed at enhancing the population, upskilling the population, right? So on that note, that's all the time I have for today. I am really happy that the persons who are here have joined us. Please, whilst you're during the day, or if you're on here right now, please share the live so persons are able to see later in the day when they have time. Not everybody has the time in the morning, persons heading to work and whatsoever. Special thanks to our sponsors, iSecure Security Inc. You gotta pick up the sponsors. iSecure Security Inc., you're secure with iSecure. So if you're looking for security for your business, your home, they also have these fireballs. It's a ball that functions like a fire extinguisher. You just throw the ball in there, it outs the fire. They're available at iSecure. You can check them out. Um, they're in Charlestown there, Howe Street, Charlestown. You can check them out, or you can give them a call on. Let me get that number for you. Let me get that number for you. I want to make sure my sponsors happy, man. I want to make sure my sponsors are happy. So you're secure with iSecure. If you have your business, if you got any event and you need security, armed, unarmed guards, all of that good stuff available there at iSecure. All you have to do is give them a call on 609-7559, and you can get the services offered there at iSecure. Also, I cannot forget Builders for a Choice Construction Company. They have been supporting us since we've started here on the Livewire, and we really appreciate it. So thank you. And if you're looking to do any construction work, build your home, build a business, build a hotel, check out Builders First Choice Construction Company, and you can contact them as well. Let me give you their contact information, and you guys can get on to them for any construction work that you need to get done anywhere in the country. They're willing to go and meet you and get it done in quality work in a timely manner. So for Builders First Choice, if you're looking for any information on construction and that kind of thing, it's 609-2251. That's 609-2251 for Builders First Choice. Once again, thank you for all the persons joining the live. Seeing a lot of persons in the comments. Pam Singh, good morning. Lance Henry, you're commenting a lot, my boy. Good to see you. Good to see you here. Please share the live. Deal Henry, share the live. Share the live, so persons can jump on. Christopher Prasad, Stanley Hamilton, thank you for coming through. Sally Jones, big up yourself. Prasad Drew, Cindy Jack Mohan, Datan Andalal, Andre Jackman. I see Miss Asher Wallace out here as well. Good morning to all you guys. Good morning to the Dream Team. I hope y'all working on that project. And Hill, good morning. I hope you guys have a nice day. Lash PE, good morning to you, my brother. Good morning. And that's all the shout outs I'm going to do this morning. Do remember to join us again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. right here on Facebook, my page, or the YouTube page. Or you can catch us at, a special good morning to everybody joining us from the news desk. Special good morning to all you guys there in Region 6. You could view us, or you could get updates on the program from the news desk, my page, or the 592 YouTube channel. You can review these programs there. Also, don't forget, just started this Sunday, the reality check. So look out for that next week, Sunday. I think the fire chief is supposed to be on there next Sunday. So make sure you guys look out for that. The reality check that has started yesterday it was started. And you can look out for that this Sunday with Mr. Quincy Anderson. He'll be having the fire chief there to discuss, what's been going on with the fire service. Some of these fires that are probably happening around the place, fire prevention, and what persons can do in their homes to ensure that they don't come back and meet it burnt down. Probably how they can get into the job. I mean, fire service always need people. You understand? So look out for that next Sunday, 3 to 4. Quincy Anderson on the reality check. Right? That's all my time for today. As I said before, please be careful on the roadways. I was in a little fender bender on the Harbor Bridge last night. These people with these tints, man. Yeah, if you can't see through the tint, you don't put on the tint, or don't put it so dark. And I'm still wondering how some anyway. It's it's Guyana. We gotta love the place. We gotta work together to develop it, and nobody else is gonna do it but us. Until next time, I am Cordell Jones saying bye for now.
take off we boots and we put down we roots. Why oh? So the crab out that crow and the secret boys we own. And the 6 o'clock bee and the Saki Winky is we own. And the lava that run from go by your gun, yes we own. And them all of our posts down the quarantine coast is we own. Wondering crab is we own. True leafing nab is we own. Umanayana is we own. Fried Koraila is we own. Arapaima is we own. Umanayana is we own. Whether Grover, whether Pleasance, we do Pagua and Confidence, and we know how to wine and prance. Why oh? And we celebrate Diwali, and then time for Mashramani. It's party, party, party. Why oh? Yes, we know how to fet till the underwear wet. Why oh? So the crap out that crony, yes, secret boys we own. And the 6 o'clock bee and the Saki Winky is we own. And the lava that run from go by your gun is we own. And them all of our posts down the quarantine coast is we own.